It is opening day of season 4 of our Las Vegas Athletics franchise on MLB The Show 23. Welcome back, everybody. And this is a particularly exciting opening day because it is the debut of our brand new stadium, Caesars Palace Park, made by Simone, Xbox user in the MLB The Show vaults. Appreciate that. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 2026 preseason projections. It looks like the projections favor Boyce McDermott being the best player on this team for this upcoming season. And for the third straight year, Trevor Rogers will be the pitcher on the mound for opening day. Let's see if we can continue some good opening day games that we've had in the first few seasons on this franchise. Also decided with this new season to change the view of pitching. I kind of like this. It's up close and personal. Let me know what you think of this new view, as Trevor Rogers will start his season with a strikeout and then adding another here with Riley Green, getting him to swing on the slider. 2 quick strikeouts to start the year. Hard to imagine much better of a start than that. That brings up William Park, if you remember him from the year 1 draft class. He's swinging on a slider. He was my favorite player in that first draft class. He ended up going to the Tigers, of course, before us. So nice to see some guys that are getting drafted by the CPU getting their shots now at the MLB level. Ian Happ leading off for us to start this year will go down swinging. So now 4 straight strikeouts to start the game now for both sides. Bobby Witt battling hard here on this next at-bat, seeing plenty of pitches, will end up drawing the walk. Very nice first at-bat of the season for Bobby Witt. Gleyber Torres hitting 3 against lefties, hitting much further down the lineup than he was last year against righties, but he'll go down swinging at the very high fastball. Not my best swing for sure. But that brings up the big-time free agent acquisition, Vladimir Guerrero, for his first at-bat with the Athletics, but not before Bobby Witt swipes a bag. Now 0-2. Wild pitches past him. Bobby Witt getting from first to third before Guerrero even swings the ball. Now 2-2. 23 pitches in this inning. Would love to see Guerrero get the first run across the board. He's swinging at a slider way inside. Not my best show of discipline. Swung at a couple of really bad balls in that inning, but we did make Skubal throw a lot of pitches in that first inning. Kerry Carpenter would fly out to center to start the second for Detroit. Fairly nicely hit ball, but Butler showing off some range there, making the play. Full count to Javi Baez. Swinging and missing on the low circle change. Very nicely located. 4 strikeouts already for Trevor Rogers. Showing some good stuff here early. Eric Haas gets this over the third baseline. Julio Urias not quite tall enough to make that. I don't know if anyone was tall enough to make that, honestly. But a 2-out double for Haas will be the first hit of the year for Detroit. Torkelson trying to drive Haas in, lifts this one to left center field. Boyce McDermott ranges over, makes the play. So Detroit will go down for a second scoreless inning. Boyce McDermott saw those preseason projections. Very highly is he thought of heading into this second year of his career at just 19 years old, but he'll start his season with a strikeout. Ronald Reyes has been the only Athletic to hit 30 home runs so far in the franchise. Did that last year. He's also striking out, so both ace pitchers doing quite well to start off the season. Reyes will reach base. The diving play could not be made. And so his first at-bat will result in a hit with the Athletics, bringing up Soderstrom. He clanks this one off the ankle of the pitcher, and that's going to let him reach base as no play was there at second. And so now we got a man in scoring position for Lawrence Butler. Really struggled last year, hoping for a better year this year. But this one won't quite squeak through the middle of the infield. And so we'll go down quietly again as well. 0-0 still as Trent Grisham gets a nice hold of this ball. This one's going to clang off the wall. Grisham leadoff double to start the third. Tigers in their best position to score their first run of the game. But JACE Jung will swing at the curveball underneath the zone. Strikeouts continue to pile up for Trevor Rogers, but Riley Green comes up to the plate. Hits this one well, and that will be the first run allowed of the season. Nicely struck into right field. William Park back up, and he will strike out for the second time. So, you know, wanted him in that first draft, but he's not making the best impression now that we're seeing him for the first time in the series. Witt walks his first at-bat, will strike out here, bringing up Gleyber Torres. 0-0 pitch here. He's aggressive with it, and that one's back into left field and gone. No doubt about it. Holy Toledo, 429 feet. Skubal gets rocked. And that's why we have Gleyber Torres hitting third in the lineup against lefties. He is a lefty matcher, has 80s in both contact and power against lefties. And that's the kind of hitting we like to see. So the first couple of innings were quiet for both teams, but now both teams able to get their first run across here in the third. Hopefully this can jumpstart our offense. I feel like the offense will be a strength of the team this year, and that first home run is just a glimpse of it. Guerrero 0 for 1 on the day. Want to see him get his first athletic hit, and it will not be coming here. Thought it might have for a second as the shortstop couldn't field it cleanly there, but gets the out regardless. 1-0 pitch for Kerry Carpenter is lifted into center. Lawrence Butler trying to chase it, but won't quite get there. Hopping over the wall, Carpenter will get a double. He plays left field for the Tigers. BAEZ swinging at the high fastball. Now 7 strikeouts, and we're just an out here into the fourth. Eric Haas will look at the slider. Just clipping the bottom of that zone. He's having some words with the ump. But that was definitely a pitch you've got to protect better. Torkelson up. He goes. And that's 8 strikeouts in 4 innings. Averaging 2 an inning is pretty impressive. Trevor Rogers showing us his best stuff today. Full count 4. Boyce McDermott is chopped up to shortstop. BAEZ dives, can't make the play, and so a leadoff single for Boyce. That was labeled a base hit. I do believe that was the correct assignment there. 0-2 now for Reyes. Is a slider over the middle, and he gets a good hold of that one to left field. That one touches down, hangs off against the wall, but the speed of Boyce McDermott, he is easily in for the go-ahead run. Still no outs, and another man in scoring position. This is the kind of start to an inning that I think could really explode. We have really the first 6 or 7 bats in the lineup, I think, this year are all really good hitters. Luis Urias, one of the few guys to actually get a hit in his first at-bat. He's going to get another one here, as that will go over the head of William Park, and will score. Franmil Reyes diving into second. He is safe. Second consecutive double. And now the offense is looking mighty nice. This is the kind of offense I'm hoping to see much more of this year. Soderstrom also gets one past the glove of William Park. Urias hesitates and is tagged out. Should have stayed at second for sure. I don't know what he's bragging about there. That was no impressive play. It was just Urias hesitating. 0-1. Butler chops us up the middle. This one actually will squeak through. The last one just barely didn't for him. But now runners on first and second with 1 out to flip the lineup over. Ian Happ 0 for 2. Can he get his first hit? Full count pitch. He will draw the walk. So no hit, but he will reach base. And I always love having the bases loaded, but we will not see another pitch from Skubal. Can't even make it through 4 innings, as this offense just really came into its own here. Bobby Witt, 3-1 pitch upcoming. Can he bring across some runs? This one is nicely hit into right field. That one hits against the wall. It's going to score. Everyone except for Bobby himself. 3-run triple for Bobby Witt. That 99 clutch rating coming into play there with a beautiful strike. Not a terribly located pitch there, 3-1, but Bobby just timed it up nicely. 0-0 pitch for Torres up next. This one's deep to center. Won't have what it takes to leave the park, but should have the depth to bring home the speedy Bobby Witt. And now a 6th run here in the 4th. An absolute offensive showcase here. Guerrero, one of the few guys that hasn't been able to get involved, and he won't do so here either. Really wanted to have a really strong showing for Guerrero here, as he was our big-time offseason acquisition. But hey, the offense as a whole is succeeding, which is what is important in the long run. Trent Grisham would end up facing about 10 pitches in this at-bat. It was a very difficult at-bat, but he would end up lining out to short. Frustrated with himself there, but he shouldn't be. That was a very nice at-bat. Really ran up this Trevor Rogers pitch count. Jung would then strike out. So we're up to double-digit strikeouts for Trevor Rogers already here in the 5th. Bob Salas would fly out to Lawrence Butler. So Detroit goes down quietly. Cannot take a chunk out of this new Athletic lead. Full count for Franmil Reyes. 1 for 2 on the day. Earlier drove in Boyce McDermott. That one's right over the middle. He gets some good contact. Beats the shift. And going for extra bases here. Gets in easily. Stand-up double for Franmil Reyes. The offense continues to put in some work here in the 5th. But now 2 outs. Can we bring across Reyes? Soderstrom will ground out to first and end the inning. So no additional runs for us in the 5th. Top of the 6th now, Trevor Rogers. Like I said, there are some at-bats in the 5th that really brought his pitch count up. But not to the point where we're not at least going to try to get him a quality start here. He is in the 90s. He will walk William Park as well. Something that he had done a really good job is limiting walks up to this point. Kerry Carpenter strikes out low, and that's 12th strikeout. He is maintaining this 2 strikeouts per inning throughout the entirety of these 6 innings. It is really impressive. The first pitch when he was out of energy ends up being a ground out. So took every bit of his energy, but he will get 6 full innings here with 12 strikeouts. A master performance, I think, from Trevor Rogers. One that I am very pleased with. Lawrence Butler would swing at the curveball, strike out here. Now 2 outs. Brings up Bobby Witt Jr. This one is hit into right field, but he got underneath that one. Will not have the carry needed. So a second consecutive scoreless inning for the Athletics after their big-time 4th. Zach Little would be, or Littell. Is it Littell? I feel like it probably is Littell. I'm going to start trying to call him Zach Littell because Little is more like an Ellie situation. But even though Trevor Rogers was subbed out, the strikeouts have not ceased as he strikes out his first at-bat. But Torkelson got a really nice hold of him at the very next plate appearance, but unfortunately could not find the gap. Trent Grisham, he's been doing pretty well today, but he will ground out. So the Tigers are retired quietly in the 7th. A nicely pitched inning for Littell. And the score remains 7-1. Can we get some offense out of Vladimir Guerrero? 0 for 3 in this game. 2-2 pitch. Swings and misses again. Just early on that one, unfortunately. Boyce McDermott will find the gap out in center field. And will get a single with 2 outs. we've had some good success here in this part of the lineup, so maybe we could bring him across, and Franmil Reyes is going to put him in scoring position. And Arias, 2 for 3 on the day. Also hit well with him in spring training. This might just be a guy that I hit well with, as he'll get his 3rd hit of the ball game. That's going to bring home Bobby Witt, but the throw was good. Now that's a throw worth bragging about from Carpenter over in left field there. Much more than what he actually did. Gloat. Brett Martin, he was really good in our first year after selecting him in the Rule 5 draft. Was not quite as good last year, so want him to bounce back. He will start his day, though, with a 4-pitch walk. He just did not have control of the ball here, as it was very hard for me to find the strike zone with him in this game. Second at-bat he faced would lead to a single, so now 2 men on, no outs for Detroit. And Riley Green would also get a hold of him, but Detroit would not send home the runner, so the bases are loaded here for William Park, and he sneaks that past Arias. And goodness, has Brett Martin just been atrocious. 3 runs allowed, 3 hits and a walk, no outs. He was yanked immediately. If we're hoping for a bounce back year from Brett Martin, this game was no good omen. Domingo Acevedo would get a strikeout, and then later here would get some good contact here from Eric Haas, but not enough to warrant a hit. So mid-8th now, Brett Martins was out here allowing a rally by the Tigers after 7 really well-pitched innings. Tyler Soderstrom will get on base once again to lead off the 8th. He's had a pretty strong performance here today, I must say. That'll bring up Lawrence Butler. He gets this past the 3rd baseline. We've been sneaking a lot of past William Park today, and that was his one knock coming out of the draft. He was a good hitter at 3rd base for sure, but wasn't the kind of caliber of fielder you would want at 3rd base. Not saying that good, fielders would have made these plays that he isn't, but Ian Happ continues to struggle. Ian Happ and Vladimir Guerrero are really the only guys in the lineup that aren't having a bunch of success. Bobby Witt would be intentionally walked. The cowards of these Detroit Tigers didn't want to see that 99 clutch come into play here. Gleyber Torres would get across a run, but would be called out. Now 2nd out. Bring up Guerrero. Can he get his first hit? No, because the Tigers are cowards once again and intentionally walk him. I mean, it's not like the worst strategic decision, but come on, don't be so cowardice. You're bringing up Boyce McDermott, who's projected to be our best player this year and has 2 more hits in the game than Guerrero, but he unfortunately will not get a hit, so 4-8 will remain the score here. Not a save situation, so we'll bring in Tyler Wells, who we picked up in this past year's Rule 5 draft. His first impression here is allowing a double on the 0-1 pitch, so not the best of first impressions by any means, but all I can hope for is this isn't another Brett Martin type of situation here. This one's hit to Gleyber, easy out. And the Athletics will take the 8-4 victory over Detroit. Another opening day victory for us, bringing us to 3-1 on opening day in our series. And our one loss being totally just my fault. I think we definitely should have won that game. 14 hits for the boys. Trevor Rogers, 6 innings, 12 strikeouts. I imagine he's probably going to be the player of the game. Not maybe Luis Arias with 3 hits. It will be Trevor Rogers. 12 strikeouts is hard to argue with for him being the player of the game. I'd end up simulating through the next couple of series. We'd split against Detroit 2-2, and then Minnesota, we would take the 2-1 series lead. So we are now in April for the next episode. I'm very excited about what this season offers, both from our MLB team and our minor league affiliates, who we'll be checking on next episode. But that is all I have for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed opening day as much as I did. I'll be back soon with another episode, and I will see you then.